I'm 3 months into my electrical apprenticeship too, and I feel like shit because of how slow I am with tools, but I'm gonna finish what I've started. Let me give you some serious motivation, rude boy. Mike Tyson, Jeff Bezos, Lionel Messi. Mike Tyson, look at the level that he was at when he was in his Ras Clark prime. Do you think he started off that way? Jeff Bezos, look at my man with Amazon. Billionaire. My man's sitting on like 50 billion. Do you think he started off with 50 billion when he started off Amazon? Furthermore, he probably started off little companies and that before that failed. A lot of successful businessmen, I've heard Elon Musk say it, talking about starting up businesses and that, and they failed. A lot of successful businessmen have started up businesses that have failed, and now they're millionaires and billionaires. Lionel Messi, look at the level that he's at right now. Do you think he started off like that when he was 12, 13 years old, 10 years old? Not these men, they probably be kicking ball from when they was in the Ras Clark womb. Do you think the level that he's at right now, do you think he started off like that? No. So the point is, you're always going to start off shit. You're always going to fail at first. You need to keep pushing. Even me, I remember saying this to my mentor at the time. Obviously, when I got to a certain level, my mentor, he actually mentored me the right way, you know. He actually taught me to be a good electrician, like to have an eye for detail. Like there's no shitty, sloppy work. Like all the dressing in with the cables had to be on point. If I did it wrong, he would make me do it again. I remember saying to him, like, rah, I can now rewire houses on my own. I'm comfortable, I'm competent enough to rewire houses on my own. I remember when I first started at home Saharangate, I'm literally saying this to him. I remember I couldn't even strip cable back properly. I remember I'd go to strip the cable back, you know, the brown and the blue conductors and that, and I'll snap the cable off. I remember I didn't even know how to use a hammer drill properly. Now man knows how to rewire houses. Before, I didn't know how to do electrical testing, but I trained. I practiced, I got better. Now, man, just doing 5 jobs a day. Man, electrical test when my eyes were closed. So, yeah, fault finding. I never knew how to do no fault finding. Now, I embrace fault finding. I like when there's a fault. Because like I said, man doing electrical testing with my Ras Clark eyes closed. So now, I want to find the fault. Because the electrical testing, you know, it gets a bit boring when it's just too easy. I want some difficulty, I want some challenge in that. So when some of the tenants say, oh yeah, I've got this problem and that, I'm like, oh yeah, thank God for a problem. Now obviously certain problems you don't want because they just take long to fix and that. But yeah, it makes it more fun. Before, back in the day, I wouldn't want to find no problems in that. Cause, oh yeah, you know, it's going to take really long and that, and I'm not really that confident and that. Now, bring on the problems then. Even with Taekwondo, and this is the thing, yeah. The reason why I've got a lot of life experience is, obviously I've done a lot of things, I've been in a lot of different environments and that, like, get me, man's done Taekwondo, man's been on the road, man's been to prison, man's worked, yeah, been on the straight and narrow and that. But it's not just because I've been in lots of different places, I've paid attention. Maybe not at that time, but I can reflect on them now. I'm like, right, that was a Ras Clark lesson right there. So when I was at Taekwondo, at my first Taekwondo club, big up Master Tessa. That's my first Taekwondo instructor. It's a lady, yeah? Big her up. Obviously, you start off at white belt, then you get your yellow belt and whatever and that. So I started off at white belt, and I got we get like white belt with a yellow tag, and then yellow belt, and then stuff like that. So I got my yellow belt, and then I went for another grade, and I wanted to try and grade, and she said, nah. You're not working hard enough. Your skills are not at a certain level where I want you to progress. So I'm holding you back until, you know, you can start grading, be good enough to grade and that. And she didn't say it in that way, but she's like, no, you're not ready for the grading, basically. So I started off with people that were the same age as me. So we're in the same school year. We're like in year 2. So man started off when I was 7 years old, 6.5, 7 years old. Started off in year 2. They're exactly the same year as me. So we all started progressing at the same time, but then there came a point where I wasn't ready, yeah? So then they went for the grading and they progressed. I was like, yeah, whatever, and that, boom. So then next grading comes up 6 months later or something like that. Yeah, you're still not ready and that. Then those same people that progressed one ahead of me, now they've progressed two ahead of me. So I'm like, what the fuck? So anyway, obviously, as months and years go on, new people start joining. So in the times where I was getting held back, people who have joined, they're younger than me and they're a lower belt. They're like white belt. Because I was held back like a year and a half, the people them who were younger than me, who were white belts, they're now at my level. They're now going for a next grading. I swear even one of them even passed me. So they're younger than me. They started off at a lower belt. They started off from the beginning. They've now passed me. I was like, yo. I wrote about this in my book. I was like, nah. That was the sign for me to get my act together and that. Fast forward a few years later, I'm a black belt. I'm one of the best sparrers to ever come out of my club. If I went back to my old club, because obviously I went to new clubs and that. But if I went back to my old club, no one will have nothing on me. Nobody. So, yeah, sometimes you're going to start off shit. Sometimes you're going to start off shit. But you got to hang in there. You got to stick to it. Like I said, all the greatest people, Denzel Washington, one of the greatest actors to ever grace planet Earth. Do you think he started off with his talent? Did you think he started off at that level when he was a youth man, 12, 13 years old? Fuck no. And even then, some people might have some God-given talent. If they don't stick to it, they don't persevere, because hard times and failures are going to come your way. They don't stick to it, they don't persevere, then they're never going to see that talent through. And I always say, and I always believe, hard work beats talent. Talent is a gift, but hard work, you can overcome and you can surpass people that have that natural talent. There was one youth at my Taekwondo club, yeah? He's 3 years younger than me. And he kind of was a part of my Taekwondo club, but he was more a part of another club. He actually started off at my Taekwondo club, then he went to another club. But then he kind of was bouncing between the two of us, yeah? Between the two clubs. This youth, I remember when he started training with my club properly, yeah, like every now and then I would see him and we would have like a couple sparring bouts and that, and I was like, yeah, this guy's fucking good. But then I didn't see him for a little while, yeah. And then one time he started training with my club full time. Every session for about 6 to 7 weeks. And I was training twice a week. Every session for 6 to 7 weeks, this youth was battering me. Yeah, when I say batter, he wasn't battering me, but what I'm saying, he was kicking my ass. Yeah, basically, yeah. And then one day I was like, I ain't having this. Then I just started beating him up. Now, obviously, man had to put in some work because this youth, natural talent. No, he is so gifted. But yeah, at some point, he was kicking my ass. He was battering me. So yeah, you got to stick in there, man, and hard work will overcome talent. So yeah, man, just stick to your thing, man. Like I said, when I first started, I couldn't even strip cable, but I came to a point where I was just rewiring houses, no problem, fun. Now man's tested and that, yeah, test with my eyes closed, isn't it? So yeah, man, you got to stick in there, man.